Hello, good evening. It's Monday night, and you know what that means. Senior Pet Chat with Dr. Croom, where we discuss any and all things senior pet, not just dogs and cats, though. We talk about birds, reptiles, everything. So if you have questions, you can bring them to the table. And of course, I'd love to have your participation here. I've got a few questions for you tonight. We've got an interesting topic. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, let me see. Okay. Now I'm on the Turnera page in case anyone pops on there with comments. All right. As you know, Senior Pet Chat comes every Monday night where we talk about senior pets, things that you can do, common sense approaches, and definitely solutions, right? Because that's what you need. To all the issues that might come up when dealing with senior pets, solutions. That's what you want. Now, that's one of the reasons I love being a holistic vet, because a lot of those solutions that I have depend on the pet's own body or help to build your pet's body up so that he or she can fight to live another day, basically. But that's what holistic means. It's not like throwing a bunch of things. It's seeing what your pet needs, feeling them, their energy, actual palpation of their body, and seeing what they need, and then giving them enough so that they can heal themselves. So that's what I'm talking about, senior pets. So tonight, we're going to be talking about an interesting topic, one that's probably every senior pet parent has gone through or has had to think about in their lifetime, especially if you have your senior pet and they're here at the house, okay? And of course, look, where else would they be? Well, depending on the pet that you have, you could have horse, so they could be out in the barn in their spot out there, as well as the pasture. Goats. We've got clients who have farm animals, a variety of farm animals. So it's definitely not all cats and dogs. We know that here in the States, though, dogs are the number one, pet that we have. And I want to say horses and cats might be a second and third, but people really love their horses here in this country too, huh? So, all right. So tonight, the topic that we're going to be doing is, well, actually, you know what? Before I do that, because I was going to go here and make this little banner, but you know what? I see this banner here. Bam. We love senior pets. And I just love saying it. It's a banner. I never delete this one because I just love saying it. I love senior pets. I love their little grizzled grays, their little attitudes, a little stank like, ooh, I've been on this earth longer than you attitude. I can't wait till I get old enough to do that. I mean, God bless. I get old enough to really get that little old woman stank attitude. But we love senior pets around here, and we do anything and everything we can to help you have solutions that you can use yourself right at home. So tonight we are talking about, okay, make a little banner here. Okay, we're going to save that. And we're talking about senior pet proofing your home. Senior pet proofing your home. It's really important. Not all of our pets, live out in the main area. I've got a couple of pets here that are in terrariums or are inside of a cage of some sort, and so that you can still, for those senior pets, you want to senior pet proof their environment, and make sure there's nothing sticking out or poking or whatever. But for the animals that are in your home, your cats, your dogs, your bunnies, right? Some people have micro pigs and mini pigs that live right there in the home. We've seen them. And we've worked on them before. So, but I want to get your thoughts on this because I think this is something that you guys could easily figure out. I want to see some notes in the chat. Some of the things, because I've got a list here about like 8 or 9 or 10 things. And I'm like, my audience is super smart. And I know that you know some of these answers. So in the chat, wherever you are, please put in some of the things that we need to be thinking about when we want to senior pet proof our home. What are we doing? Okay. I'm going to look on this other page and see if video. Okay, the video is there. And then what about the Dr. Croom Army Vet page? We're going to check that page too. I think last time people were making comments over there and I was like, I'm not there. Okay. All right, perfect. Boom. Bam. Okay, so there we are. All right. Perfect. All right. So senior pet proof in your home. You got to do it. Okay. So once your pet is over the age of 6, 7, 8, especially if you're talking about the dogs and the cats, right? They can start to feel the effects of being a senior. You think 5, 6, 7 in human side, that's not very old. But once you start talking about the pet side of the house, we're getting up there in the double digits, pretty quickly there. Our pets become teenagers very quickly, and then they're ready to move into senior pethood. We don't always want to think about it that way, but if you do some of these things to help prevent issues coming up with your senior pet, that is a really great place to be. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and give one of the ways that you can senior pet proof your home. That's really, really important. I'm going to say this one is for the dog owners, and mine just came over and was like, did you call me? Did I call you? Did I now? Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to say, I don't see, oh wait, I see something in the chat. What's that? Hi there, Kelly. Okay, so we have, and I told you every week when I get on here and go live, I get, all rowdy and I'm loud and stuff until the dog comes in. Mayo comes in. She's like, okay, let's play. It's like every single week. So Kelly jumped in with a comment. She said, let me show her comment here. She said, keep the temperature of your home comfortable as senior pets often can't keep body heat. All right then, Kelly. All right. Yes. Is that one of the ones I even had on my list? I don't even think so. All right, Kelly. Okay. So temperature control, because a senior pet may not have as good of body heat regulation as they did when they were younger, right? Like, you're like, I'll take a blanket or not. You get older, you're like, I want the blanket every night. Thank you. So yes, Kelly, that is a great one. Thank you. Anybody else want to jump in with what are some other things that we need to do to senior pet proof our home? Okay, so we had Kelly on the temperature there. Let me look over here in this chat. Nothing there. Okay, I'll give one. Watch out for those stairs. Watch out for those steppity step stairs, okay? Those can be deadly. Especially once your pet is getting into the age range where, joint issues are coming into play and maybe they're losing a little bit of strength or muscle strength. You want to be really careful with the steps. It's so funny how, the older pets and the babies, just like in the humans, they're very similar. Babies, they need these things and the older folks do too. And it's the same thing here. Just like you would be very, very careful with steps with a puppy, you would with the older pets as well. They may not have as much control as they used to. So you want to be careful with stairs. Let's see what else we got. Okay, I see Kelly wrote in here, kind of piggybacking on the stairs thing. Sometimes you can use stairs, steps inside your home, and I've definitely seen them. Being a mobile vet, going into people's homes, where they'll have a few little steps for maybe very small dog, so that they can just get right in, or a larger, older dog that just needs a little bit of help getting up there. And then ramps as well. That's one of the things that I had mentioned here is, and we see these quite a bit as well at pets' homes, is ramps, so that they can just not have to go up the actual stairs. We just kind of have a smooth transition up on the ramp. So thank you, Kelly. Very good. Hello, Sandra Reese. Great to see you tonight, ma'am. Happy New Year. Happy Martin Luther King birthday. I hope everyone had a wonderful day. In remembrance. Let's see here. Okay, so I've got another one. Another way that we can senior pet proof our home would be to keep medications and herbs away. Put them up. Just like, again, just like with a kid, right? What do? You put medications up, you put them away, you child proof them, right? Because you wouldn't want to come home and your senior pet, gets into some medication that maybe tastes sweet or something like that, and then their body may not have enough energy to fight off that, to have a defense against the poison or the toxin. So you want to be very, very careful with medications and putting them up. Dogs can just like tear right through the plastic prescription bottles sometimes, right? So putting the medications up is very, very, very important. Another thing that I see often when I'm going into the homes of senior pets is we will see rubber mats placed around the house, all around the house, rubber mats, like just a yellow brick road of mats sometimes, and I love that. I love when the pet parents just wallpapers the whole floor with mats when they have senior pets that are slipping and sliding a little bit, because think about it. If the animal is not able to use those muscles to adduct like they used to, then they're going to be slipping and sliding there, and they could get one of those like splay leg, can't get back up type situations, and we definitely don't want that. So paper the floors with the mats, people. Okay, if you have the slippery floors and stuff like that, it makes a big difference. Even when I'm here throwing the ball for Mayo, sometimes I'll throw it here in the house. Why do I even throw it on the in the kitchen floor? She's like Scooby Doo. But when we're here on the carpet, she gets that purchase. So you want to make sure that we are careful with rugs. Place them everywhere. Don't worry about what it looks like. Who cares? Make sure that Fluffy can walk without slipping and sliding. Okay. Sometimes people put down like a blanket or something like that, but to me that's still going to be slippery, and not, and also too with a blanket, they can kind of like trip over the blanket if it lifts up. So I give 2 votes for a rubber mat. Okay, so another thing, hello Sandra Reese. Hey, what's she saying here? Okay, Sandra said, oh, thanks to our CBD, our Dr. Croom Army Vet Pet CBD. Red is her baby, and he passed away last year, unfortunately. He had some problems shortly before he passed, and the CBD was really, really helpful to him. Thank you, Sandra. I appreciate you saying that, and we're thinking about you, Red. Yes, happy MLK Day to you. Great to see you, Sandra. And then, hello, Robert. Great to see you, Crazy Air. I know you got some senior pets over there. And some of these things you do, like for instance, with your getting to be senior dog Hayes, having a nice comfy bed, where they know they can just have the most comfort. Now if you're like Hayes, he knows he can just go and lay on Robert anytime. So that's pretty much the same thing, making sure that they have a place that's very comfortable. Again, when they're getting a little older, their hips and joints, bones can kind of be a little bony. And so you don't want to, have just a really thin bed. You got to get it pumped up. But, these days, the dog beds and the cat beds and all the little accessories, they're better than the human stuff. They're practically better than the human stuff. Like they say, lay down with dog, get up with fleas, lay down with dog because it's softer than your own bed. How about that? But yeah, I don't really get down there. So yeah, make sure they've got a nice comfy bed, okay? Get some of that cushiony, foam stuff. Let's see. Okay, Kelly, I'll go back up to where you had said to keep some extra water and food available in different parts of the house. I really like that idea, Kelly. I like that idea. A lot of times, what I had on my list was to make sure that the food and water is at an easily reachable level. But I also like what you said too about having it perhaps in different places in the house, especially if they've been eating less or maybe been losing some weight and then they're struggling to get all the way to the kitchen or something. So having that water and having that food in other areas of the house is a really great idea. So very good, very good. All right, let's see. Whoa. Okay, so Hayes jumped over the couch yesterday and you didn't know whether to be mad or proud. You were proud. Come on. If you're seeing your pet can do something like jumping over a couch, you're probably super proud. You're like, all right, got 10 more years or more with you, buddy. Okay, so another thing that we want to make sure that we are doing in our senior pet homes to make sure we senior proof our homes is, now this isn't necessarily specific for the house or the location. This has to do with you, senior pet owner. And that is to be extremely more observant than you ever have been. Okay. You've got to be super observant to any changes that are going on with your senior pet. You got to be able to tell the vet what's going on at the annual visit, or if something comes up, you want to be able to know some differences between, this week and last week. So you got to be watching what's going on. Like, are they drinking enough water? Am I filling the water? Did I used to fill the water container up every day and now it's still full? Like, you got to start noticing those kinds of things and just be really, really observant. I always stress that to my senior pet parents, whether I've given them a medication to start on or an herb. You've got to really, really observe them, especially after you start a medication, but really any time, you've got to be very aware. Okay, so being observant is a way that you know that you got a senior pet proof your home. And then kind of along with that observation piece is the palpating and massaging your pet often. Okay, you can do this with a bird, right? I've had clients with the birds and they just, get right down and they can touch and feel and make sure there's no lumps or bumps. We know that sometimes senior pets can get tumors or masses. A lot of times they're benign, but occasionally they can be malignant and maybe could be spreading. So you want to be able to feel those before they get to be too large. So if you're, watching TV laid out with your dog and they're right there, get in the habit of rubbing on their body so that you can feel where those masses are, know where the lymph nodes are so that you can say, this lymph node is larger than this side, start to learn how to feel symmetrically on your pet's body so that you can notice when things are going on. I love it when pet parents are able to tell me, like, I noticed this like within 3 days. I was like, let me call you so we can see what's going on. And that is perfect. So palpating and massaging, you want to really, really do that to head some things off. Yes. Let's see. Anything over here in this chat? No. Okay. Um, I'm gonna do one more here before I take another comment. One is to get a dog walker or a dog sitter or a cat sitter or a cat walker if you're going to be gone often. If you're gone, relatively often, or have really, long days, getting someone to break that up and to come in and give your pets some, a little stimulation as well as some food or let them out or whatever the case may be would be a really good idea. Don't feel like you have to take it all on yourself. Sometimes we can feel like that, as pet parents, like, I've got to do it, I've got to make it happen. Getting help from others is still making it happen. And it also would give your pet a chance to, meet new people and meet new pets, perhaps. If your dog, for instance, is walking with a dog walker and they walk other dogs, a really good way for them to become more social if that's something that they can do. So don't forget about getting a little help for your senior pet. I know sometimes senior pet owners have to do more physical work, lifting your pet if they can't, if their legs are starting to go bad, or, with cats, they're not going in the litter box. And so there's, extra cleaning and things like that. So you just want to be aware that those are some of the things that you're going to have to deal with. Let's see. Kelly mentioned keeping an eye on their teeth. Absolutely. That's one of the things you really need to be observant about, because outside of just regular tartar, once those gums start getting a gingivitis and you see that redness around each, tooth, that's when the infection has set in. And then, as we know, bacteria can really, really easily and cause heart disease. So great job, Kelly. Thank you. Thank you, Kelly. All right. You go, girl, with all the comments. Let me see. Okay. So you said what Kelly said is extremely important for reptiles. Okay. And what did Kelly say earlier? Oh, the temperature of your home. Yeah, yes. The temperature, earlier we talked about that as far as something you want to do with senior pets, goes doubly so for reptiles, senior reptiles, as well as just all reptiles. Getting that temperature together where it's supposed to be so that they can live. Let's see. Okay. Hi, Brandy. How you doing tonight? How you doing tonight? All right. So, yay. I think that's pretty much it. This is a good list of stuff, people, that you as a senior pet owner can remember this. Now, whether you're watching this later, if you're watching the replay, hey, don't forget, we're live every Monday night at 7:30. So, I mean, it's great if you can catch me live, because then you can ask your questions, and get them answered right away. That's right. So, hey, Brandy. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, okay. Thank you. Oh, look at you. You fixed the name spelling. Most people don't even catch it. They're like Croom, Kroob, Krook, just whatever. So thank you, Brandy. Yes, yes, great advice. And we got a lot of the great advice right from our own audience. That's what we do around here. Sharing knowledge, sharing, holding hands on this Martin Luther King Day. When it comes to pets, this is how we all come together, right? I mean, this is like, to me, it's the great communicator, the great connector, pets are. And so on this MLK Day, I want to wish everyone a wonderful day. I hope you were able to volunteer, or you can do it tomorrow, or you can do it any day. We just want to remember to start helping those who are less fortunate than we are. A lot of times, for the fact that we are animal lovers, pet lovers, we're doing something for entities that can't necessarily fend for themselves. So we're doing that, but we got to do it for the people too. So keep that in mind. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Hey, I love what I do. Tonight we talked about senior pet proofing your home. So if you have any questions, even after the broadcast is over, feel free to put those in. Or if you have any suggestions about other ways to keep our pets safe, we'll be looking for it. Thank you. See you next week.